Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Ploiesti Outskirts, playing today spawning in the north. We have VonIvan playing as OKW and immediately locking into Firestorm. Face off against him, we have Markov playing as Soviets, who immediately goes for Armoured Assault. Got that radio intercept cooking, of course. Very helpful. Just rankings here, VonIvan around rank 20 at the moment as OKW. Markov around rank 30. Interesting split here by Markov. Interesting capping order. He just came out to this side, a little bit of capping, forced away by the OKW troops. The conscripts went for like a point here and then straight onto the VP. Get some sandbags down over there. Interesting positioning. Communities jump back into the building.
Capturing our supplies.
And everyone's going to get the decap here at least. Here comes another squad of conscripts. Switches focus fire everything quite quickly, then backs around the hedgerow. More and more sandbags up from Markov on the other side of the map meanwhile. Jetbars charging in here. He's around the corner. Combat energy is getting quite low here for VonIvan. Jumps back into the building. Building can be a bit tricky to navigate on this map sometimes.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Looks like one model from the squad. No, a couple models actually. Are firing over here. Okay, interesting. So it might be taking damage from maybe like one window, but overall that was a pretty effective way of clearing out that building from VonIvan. This being a relatively new map, still a lot of tricks to be learned about these buildings, I feel. Nice to see VonIvan showing us the way here. More conscripts from Markov, no real surprises there. VonIvan also pretty standard full fault screen here build here. Switching sides, but VonIvan has also come off to the other side and gone for a lot of neutralizing, not actually capping up the points, just mass neutralizing at the moment. Guess he's expecting he's going to lose control of his cutoff. He's trying to inflict a similar amount of damage to Markov. Generally not the kind of split you want as Von. Incendiary grenades, okay. A bit of health damage gone, and forcing him to reposition. But that extra bit of damage from the grenade maybe allows this squad to hold its ground here. See Markov peeling off, going to do some capping with the super low squad and send the other one into a slightly more dangerous region. Closing the distance here with the conscripts. Didn't Urara close the distance, and VonIvan not paying attention. Didn't switch the focus fire across to the squad to close the distance there. Slight mistake from him. He does have his truck, and it's going to be mechanized. This is the live game, by the way, not in the patch, so you can't get flamers and sweepers on your Stern Pioneers at the same time yet. Perhaps why Von hasn't upgraded that flamethrower, which I feel could be pretty strong on this map. Maybe he wants the sweepers later on. Doesn't have any med crates down here at the moment either. Tier 2 down from Markov and going into a Maxim here. Interesting. I suppose with this commander you don't have any like elite infantry to call in at this particular timing. Okay, cancels the Maxim to reinforce all its troops. And yeah, I think Maxim like can get you in trouble at this kind of timing. Unaware of what VonIvan has teched. He goes for a Maxim now. You're on top of medics. He might not be able to afford to resist. So if he's up against a light vehicle, That Maxim will end up not being much of an asset. He just won't have the manpower to field a counter to the light vehicle, so it's the right choice here not to go for the Maxim at this stage and probably push out the Zis. Oh wow, MP40's here from VonIvan. Well, that did not go too well. Gets focus fire down. I don't know what he's doing with this squad. A little bit sloppy on it. Bring him into action now. Markov, nice position there behind cover. MP40s are a little bit cheaper than the STGs. And you guys saw how effective the PPSH conscripts were on this map. But the MP40 Fox Grenadiers could be similarly strong. Especially at this particular timing window. Quite a long time before the conscripts get access to their 7-man upgrade. Should be able to press an advantage at this timing. But ultimately not super successful with them there. Their long range DPS not very good. Maybe should have just tried to hide behind here and wait for an ambush if possible. Well, a Puma first here from VonIvan, a little bit surprising. Not going to go for the looks. Yeah, one of the old strategies with this particular commander was mechanized double light vehicles with the Opel Blitz for healing. VonIvan's actually got a second tech truck up here, so not entirely sure what he's planning. That flamethrower doing some nasty damage though. VonIvan, I feel like this is just a really bad engagement for him. Should probably just get these guys involved, maybe come around on the flank here. But yeah, to me, just looking at this game, it seems like VonIvan a little bit rusty here. A little bit slow in some avenues. Making some slightly unusual decisions. And Markov has got the Maxim out now.
Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Puma actually didn't do any damage so far. No AT grenade tech, but it is in the works. We have to be careful here, can't afford to take an anti-tank grenade. Markov very aggressively positioned with the Zis. He's aware that there is a Puma, of course. He's got the radio intercept. Fires off 2 shots, backs away. Tries to repairs, he's got Stimpai's back here. So interesting. He ends up going for battle group as well. A bit slow on the repairs here. Got the sweeper as well, but just left the Puma behind. Maybe he's going to go for the repair upgrade on his tech truck.
Command half-track has been permanently established as a static post.
You know, I played this commander a bit myself this patch, going for mechanized style builds, and well, first off, I didn't find them terribly effective. But second off, I always found it kind of awkward here, and now that it's kind of easier as battle group to back tech, get the healing out after you've already gone for mechanized. Kind of blunts one of the appeals of this particular commander. And I feel like Von probably will need an infantry support gun to help deal with the Maxim on this map. We'll have to wait and see. He does have these smoke grenades. He's got the munitions for them. Try and wrap around the corner here. HE grenade out. Shallow nade though, slightly in front of the Maxim. I guess he's trying to stretch the range on it as far as he could, but unsuccessful. Meanwhile, Volksgrenadier is up close and personal. Maxim in some trouble. VonIvan not getting the second Volksgrenadier involved though. She ends up running out of momentum there. And oh boy, the second Volksgrenadier takes a hammering by the mortar team. It's got to stick around and get the cap. Markov coming across. Maybe if he Ura'd across to here, he could have even got the wipe there. Alright. Markov so far doing a pretty good job. Like whenever the Volksgrenadiers are trying to close in on him, he's generally got two conscripts within range of each other. And it's kind of hurting VonIvan. Whenever he tries to close the distance, he's already dropped 2 models by the time he gets in close, and after then it's a bit of a struggle. Puma not terribly effective so far either. Markov investing more manpower into some team weapons. Got another Maxim coming out. Good control here from VonIvan, avoiding the AT grenade. Allowing time for Markov to rotate with the Zis, however. Markov just camped out on that fuel point there with the sandbag. Another Volksgrenadier for VonIvan. A little bit surprising. Perhaps expect a machine gun himself. Let's see what he can do with them. Whoa. Oh. But he's going to be able to dance through the area there without getting suppressed. Not quite. Dodge on the Molotov there. And Volksgrenadiers have to retreat. VonIvan struggling a little bit there. I think he could have just, if he just kept running, I think he could have cleared the arc there before getting suppressed. Didn't quite manage to. And yeah, I feel like with 2 machine guns on this map, it's going to limit VonIvan's movement a lot. So far as well, the Puma just hasn't been terribly effective. Rather inactive by VonIvan. You know, he could have brought it across to this side, away from the Zis. Help clear out that conscript that was camped there for ages earlier. Been rather inactive with it so far. And once again, VonIvan just leaving a squad out there, not closing the distance, a little bit sloppy. Try and close the distance here with the smoke. Couple of squads coming around the corner. Maxim's there. Sets up. Good dodge out to the side. There's a mine there. No smoke. And that's a full retreat. Nicely done by VonIvan that time. Jumps straight onto the cutoff as well. Pushing across to the center. We've got another Maxim there. VonIvan a little bit slow to react. Here comes the smoke now. But both squads well suppressed. And we've got conscripts here to continue firing on them. Keep them suppressed. As well as some Molotovs now. Jumps into the building here with this squad. No windows in this direction though. Molotov's not doing a huge amount of damage. It's such a large building. The units inside can be really well spread. Grenade out onto the conscripts. No dodge, or very, very late dodge. Squad down. That's exactly what VonIvan needed here. Retreats over the mine, but gets away with both of those squads. Very low in health. Bit of a lucky break for him there. But Markov building his tier 3 now. Push into tier 4 after this. A little bit slow getting his tech down, but does only have 1 combat engineer, so understandable. But yeah, it's an interesting style from Markov. Instead of going for tier 3, just investing into a lot of support weapons at this timing. Does delay the effectiveness of its conscripts by delaying the mobilized reserves upgrade on them, but leads to a pretty large amount of territory control thanks to those double Maxims. Second Zis now. as well as a rebuild on the conscript.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Might be a little bit too much manpower invested by Markov here. He could potentially go for a T-3485 roughly if he just built his tech here. But he didn't end up building his tier 4 tech at all. He just built tier 3 and then came out onto the battlefield with his combat engineers. A strange choice. Fox wrap around the corner here, pressuring away the conscripts. Now looking for the Maxim next. Right onto the conscripts, no dodge. Oh, very, very late. If VonIvan chases, he could get the wipe here. Meanwhile, this squad coming around the corner. Oh, it's going to be close. Yes, he does end up getting the wipe there. So a couple nasty wipes against Markov. VonIvan, who's been struggling for quite a while, turning things around all of a sudden. Markov invested into a second anti-tank gun, which is a curious decision. Makes me wonder if he's planning on going straight for the IS-2 here. Because otherwise I would have felt he would have tried to push out the T-3485 in this instance. Close call again for VonIvan on retreat, but still living.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And the Puma's just been parked over here. It makes me wonder if this replay's bugged or something. Just been sitting over here doing nothing the whole game.
Have an isolated sector.
It's though coming in for VonIvan next. Another mine down from Markov, and now he's retreating.
We are losing territory.
Got the sweepers out this time, VonIvan, spotting that mine. Smoke grenade, countering the machine gun quite nicely. Looks like they exchanged grenades there. Both squads end up retreating though. VonIvan is quite far behind on VPs, around 200 behind, but looking to turn things around here now. Markov finally starting the tier 4 tech, but as you can see, you know, he's going to be well past the amount of fuel for a T-3485.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
So could have got a tank out a lot earlier, which is why I was wondering if he was going to go for the IS-2 first. It's a bold strategy. Meantime, hits are rolling around. Oh boy, 2 shots on by the doubles this. So backs around behind the building though, nicely. Conscripts ooh-eyeing forwards, looking for the snare here. Suicidal though by Markov. Double AT guns have pushed forwards on the Puma, however. So they lost sight of it, and the Puma backs away safely. So Markov just losing squad after squad here. That was a very, very reckless chasing in. Now VonIvan with a tremendous amount of territory control.
Field artillery has arrived.
Tree support gun from VonIvan, as I said, makes a lot of sense. I was even wondering if he was going to try go for a walking Stuka. You know, it would be best against 4 support weapons like this. Tree support gun's alright as well though. Getting a bit of a flank here. It's a grenade, but dodging nicely. It's taking a while here. Just relying on mechanized regiment and repair drones to get the work done. Once again though, sending the sweepers out. Let's make sure he doesn't hit one of those mines, and Markov trying to plant another one here. Bit late switching the focus fire on the Maxim, but VonIvan doesn't quite round the corner on it. Okay, Markov calling in the planes here to relieve a bit of pressure. It has started production on the T-3485, but yeah, as I said, if he just went straight from tier 3 into tier 4, could have had this T-34-85 out much earlier, and maybe if he didn't rebuild one of those conscripts, that would have helped him out a lot, having T-34-85 to help fend off the hits here as well. Also curious, VonIvan hasn't upgraded the machine gun on the Hetzer. Even quite a lot of damage on the table there.
T-34 ready for combat.
Okay. It's back for repairs once again. Puma just feels like it's done nothing this game. VonIvan just left it out of the action. I thought he might try and micro it a bit more. Try and milk a couple infantry kills out of it, but hasn't been doing much with it so far. Good arrival of the 85 though. Oh boy. This Empire's in a little bit of trouble. Oh boy, now the Puma, oh, it just goes down the blink of an eye, double this and the T-34-85. Even the Stuka barrage, rocket barrage here. Pretty good damage, but doesn't get any wipes. No decrews either, so it doesn't slow Markov down too much. Relatively close to his base as well, can pull back for healing and repairs. Not too much to worry about. 45 pulling back now. Doesn't want to get barrage while he's repairing, but Markov with such poor territory control over the last 5 minutes or so. VonIvan with a monumental amount of fuel in the bank after all this. Oh, SG still finding its mark to some extent here.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Markov, no 7-man upgrade on his conscripts yet, which is a little bit strange. Well, that's a big hit. From behind cover. Some pretty nasty damage. Grenade though, not doing too much. That Maxim pretty well spread out there. ISG coming down. Oh! What was that? Combat engineers? Flamethrower? I'm not sure. Mortar crew, that's what it is. Okay, well there we go, and they just got outright destroyed. It's immobilizing again. But overall feels like compared to a lot of VonIvan and Markov games, this is on a slightly slower pace so far. Still very surprised that Von hasn't upgraded the machine gun on this. Yeah, the hits they can do quite a lot of health damage to units, but can struggle to get the kills. That's where it can really come in handy having the machine gun upgrade. But VonIvan really struggling for manpower at the moment. You know, these aggressive pushes with the Volksgrenadiers causing him a lot of bleed. And at the moment he's way under strength. When it comes to his vehicles, no AT gun, no Puma anymore. Really almost defenseless. This is T-34-85.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
345 hoping for the wipe on the infantry support gun here. And gets it. Not feeling brave enough maybe to stick around and kill us. No, he backs out of range and now it's going to try go for the kill. Which actually could work out pretty well. Meanwhile on the other side of the map, VonIvan is forcing a whole bunch of retreats. Markov deciding to rebuild his conscripts.
The sector is at risk.
Partial connection on the grenade, but not too impressive. The VPs, however, have almost equalized after Markov was, you know, over 200 points ahead at one stage, so VonIvan's done a pretty good job in that department. Yeah, at the moment, he's kind of in an awkward position because he really wants to stay out on the map and maintain his good territory control, but at the same time, he needs to save manpower to try to get his next vehicle out. Markov getting a bit better at dodging these Volkswagen grenades. You know, sometimes they can catch you off guard a little bit early on. HE grenades on the MP40 upgrade, but seems like he's adapted to this somewhat. Before he's doing a pretty good job up close though. Ooh, big explosion.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Devils is back at base at the moment. Wondering if Markov's thinking about gearing up for an attack on this side, on going after the Schwer. He does have double AT guns, 2 Maxims. It's generally a good timing to go for a tech truck push. He's got pretty much all his units over here. He could very easily go for it here, especially now that the infantry support gun has been killed. Meanwhile, the Hetzer, VonIvan's just basically left it in his base here. Doesn't want to tangle, risk it getting in trouble against that T-3485. And here comes the King Tiger. That's what he's been saving for. Here it comes. Now the Hetzer mobilizing, and VonIvan holding off on reinforcements on his squads to make sure he got this King Tiger out at a more reasonable timing. Meanwhile, Markov, there's a decent chunk of fuel at the moment. Could either go for an SU-85 or maybe try stall for the IS-2 himself. Probably the 85 is a more sensible choice, but... being sensible is not always so fun. Devils just rotating now. Continuing to advance. Double AT guns lining up a shot here. And King Tiger taking a walloping. Pretty good penetration luck so far from Markov. Very good penetration luck, in fact. I think 100% pens. Running very, very good. And that's a lot of repairs now required on the King Tiger. Still hasn't reinforced all his units back here. That's how long it's taken him. Meanwhile, the Hetzer in a wee spot of bother. E5 decides to disengage. Could be a mine around here, so it's understandable. Markov, meanwhile, sitting pretty. Trying to get the triple cap turned against VonIvan here. In a comfortable position. Foxtrot is charging in here. That's pretty good damage. Double AT guns going back. VonIvan probably would like to get in range for a Faust, but there's pretty good damage onto the AT guns. Going to get the decro on one of them here, it looks like. Oh, not quite. The base MG saving the day. And even when the Volkswagen is at risk of going down here to the conscripts in the retreat path. I did have the option of throwing a smoke. Oh no, he didn't actually. That smoke's on cooldown. So on the far side, King Tiger mobilizing. he's hopeful, VonIvan. He keeps going with those HE grenades, looking for those wipes. They have served him pretty well so far. Markov has managed to rebuild his infantry army, and once again he continues to not go for the 7-man upgrade, but he does have enough for another set of planes, so maybe that's the strategy. Going back through the center. Double AT guns don't have an angle though. It's big silo and pipe blocking him off at the moment. King Tiger advancing. Swings one more shot to get the kill here. Conscripts can't do much. They want to snare, but double AT guns can't get in range to do any damage. It's still out to the side awaiting repairs. Double AT guns finally get the angle here.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Continues on his good penetration luck as well. Oh boy. Big shot from the King Tiger on that retreating squad. the MP40's on top of the double AT guns. And this time it does get decrewed. VonIvan trying to go for the capture, and he manages to get on top of it. Very nicely done. Now smoke to cover the retreats. Nice two. Pretty good connection there, but VonIvan does manage to round the corner somewhat. The others just closing the distance. VonIvan without much infantry support over here. Back out. And the IS-2. It looks like Markov's going to be able to hold on to that anti-tank gun. This has just been sitting out here waiting for repairs for a very long time. Probably would have been better to pull back to the repair station amongst all of this. You know, one of the things I dislike about using the Hetzer personally is quite often like going in for really aggressive like flanking plays and stuff like that, and not having that turret on it really hinders me in that department. Decrew on the AT gun on this side. It's the unvetted one that just got recruited from the center, however, so not a huge loss. Hetzer though could be in some trouble. T345 and IS-2 right there. Does get a kill though and backs away just fast enough to outpace the Soviet tanks. VonIvan has done a very good job keeping all of his units alive. I don't think he's lost a single squad so far. IS-2 chasing all the way to base here though. He's lost his infantry support gun, that's it. Oh, and the Puma of course, but yeah, infantry preservation has been good for VonIvan. He's been a little bit lucky, I have to say. Oh boy, this could be the end of him here. Yep, a bit of a base inspection there from Markov and VonIvan. If he just dodged with that squad, ran over to here, would have been safe. VonIvan, oh, gets the decrew over here. Maybe we could get the steal on that Maxim now, that would be nice. R2's going into the center. And yeah, VonIvan managed to steal away the Maxim, so that's good news for him after losing a squad, picking up Maxim. VonIvan now maybe in a slightly better position overall. Tiger though. So keep its eyes on the tanks. He's still a little bit under strength in that department. Maxim in some trouble on the far side. 485 trying to get the decrew. Meanwhile, IS-2 and King Tiger duking it out. Oh, this could be the end of the 85. King Tiger trying to stay in range for the killing blow. We've got a ram though. Oh, but the King Tiger takes it down before it got in range. Just so close to getting that ram off, but not quite. And that maybe could have been the end of the King Tiger, especially if he got engine damage there with the AT gun Vet 3 and the IS-2 right there. And after that, VonIvan's King Tiger Vet 2 now all of a sudden. Bit lucky there from Markov, bouncing that first King Tiger shot, otherwise getting engine damage. But Markov with a huge amount of VP control at the moment, capping up the 3rd point. VonIvan's weak areas, he really needs to get this Hetzer back in action, come out to the side with it. Kind of similar to the issue he had with his Puma, very, very inactive. The center. Nice to attack grounding. Markov holding. He really wants to drain off those VPs. Hetzer has come out to the side now, opening up some VP action, and there is still an AT gun down here. Markov never actually ended up recrewing that. Could be trouble if VonIvan comes and steals it. He's got Volkswagens coming across. The IS-2's trying to guard it, but Volkswagens might get them close enough for the Faust. And King Tiger on top of the AT gun with not much room to move here. Next shot from the King Tiger could be the end. Does indeed pick up the Zis and spinning around. IS-2 in some trouble here. She can't quite get in range. We've got a second Zis out from Markov, so maybe he forgot about this decrew Zis. He built another one. Tiger backing out. One or two Sternvik loiter, giving a bit of breathing room here. The clock is stopped at the moment. VonIvan down to 100. Markov really pushing his luck there. And it looks like VonIvan making use of the spearhead mode. Oh boy, squad down the center. Was that Sternpios? It's like, how did that conscript squad there get suppressed? But yeah, the spearhead mode, the hull gun on the King Tiger does spit out some suppression while that's active.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
And so a pretty good ability overall. Just a sight boost if nothing else.
SU-85 tank
Here
destroyer
comes the
ready.
King, the IS-2. Still a long way away from Vet 2.
Only 200 points remain. Double your efforts.
Yeah, real shame for Markov fighting with that two-man Zis there. It was Vet 3, losing that veterancy. It's a pretty big blow to him. But I've gone for Panzer 4 next.
Supplies to the
But Ivan is stretched a little bit thin in terms of repairs, and the Zis barrage getting some lucky scatter actually gets the D crew on the stolen Zis up there.
enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
But you can see a lot of downtime for VonIvan's King Tiger while all this has been going on. They're just relying on one repair structure for 3 tanks. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. Markov has a similar issue. Only 1 combat engineer, but he also does have vehicle crew repairs in his commander.
Attempting to capture our territory.
This is not such a big deal for him. SU-85 coming through. Quite a deep rocket barrage there thanks to the extra vision from the King Tiger. King Tiger duking it out quite nicely against the IS-2, coming out better off the exchanges so far, but the SU-85, this is VonIvan back here, and this could be trouble for VonIvan. Double AT guns, a couple of snaring squads as well as the SU-85. Got a much trickier time with his tanks now. It's Panzer 4 coming in from the side here. 25 connects once.
Enemy forces
B40
capturing
Fox
supply sector.
doing their work, and Ivan got the train against Markov here for the moment. Markov down to 140. The machine gun from Markov is a very strange game all round.
Neutralizing a
Does make me
sector.
wonder if this is a bugged replay, just because no machine gun upgrades on any of these tanks. It feels like there's been like a bit less activity than I would expect from these two players as well.
We have a new T-34 standing by. We are losing supplies.
3476 from Markov. It's going to help him a lot if the Hetzer tries to like solo control a flank. Going to disperse T-34 over there to deal with it. Dispatch. Be a more appropriate word. Oh boy, double AT guns lining up on the mediums. Luckily though, the hits a very small target size. Quite hard for the AT guns to hit. And now the drain going against VonIvan again. Taking some juicy hits in there long range. Before he's pressuring away this one, King Tiger pressuring off the other. SU-85 having trouble. King Tiger coming around the sight blocker here. Engine damage on the IS-2. MP-40 is getting out close and personal. Going after the anti-tank gun. Grenade. Should be the decrew. Oh, just alive. No, there it goes.
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
VonIvan didn't continue to pressure behind that. Going for repairs again. He's going for a Jagdpanzer now. So still not going for any Sternpios. Jagdpanzer is going to help him answer back against the Su-85, which is already up to Vet 1, by the way. Just been getting a lot of veterancy from those shots on the King Tiger. Take down forwards again. Su-85 spinning around, and the Zis is right there as well. Jumping out of the building, looking for some snare action. He's going to be able to get it on top of the Su-85. A cunning use of the building there by VonIvan. Very weird grenade positioning there. I wonder if that was a misclick. It didn't make any sense. VonIvan on the VPs, trying to relieve the pressure with the smokes. T-34 coming across to the other side. Before he's at machine gun's quite low, but a bit of crush action there from Markov. Oh boy, and that. And I've been getting not so lucky on that occasion. Finally his luck ran out. Panzer IV and Hetzer though, double teaming the Zis, gets the decrew there. Got the Su-85 there as well though. Panzer IV actually getting a little bit low here, slowed it back out. Just fast enough though. Oof. Close call there for VonIvan, unnecessary risk. Does have the Jagdpanzer back here as well now. But yeah, a lot of repairs required. Point strain against Markov though, also under 100. Very, very close VP battle at the moment, and did finally get some 7-man upgrades on his conscripts. Also has another run of planes locked and loaded, so that could be an important factor in the next fight. Su-85 still a little bit low here. Kentucky coming through the center. Jagdpanzer in a relatively aggressive position, but the Zis catching it right on the edge of the range there. Dropping the rocket barrage on top of the Zis once again. Markov actually pushing in here, slight mistake. And gun crit on the IS-2. Down it goes, ran though, connecting with the King Tiger and getting the engine damage. The rocket strike maybe a little bit too deep, somehow didn't do almost any damage to the Zis. Still got the Su-85 here. Hits are coming in, but the flame damage kind of targeting one model off to the side, not hitting the rest of the anti-tank gun. Su-85 trying to finish the job on the King Tiger with the damaged engine here. King Tiger advancing. Oh boy. Does finally manage to get the decrew on the Hetzer there. Panzer IV in amongst all this, just about ready to rumble. Just about fully repaired, but yeah, that was heartbreaking for VonIvan losing this King Tiger there. I didn't see if the ram connected with the rear or the front armor of the King Tiger. Connected with the front, there was pretty good luck on the penetration. Of course, that engine damage crit. With the Panzer IV charging forwards, hoping to find the Su-85, but I don't think this is a good idea. He could just, you know, come forwards, maybe kill one of the AT guns, try to go for the recruit on the other, but he's going hunting after the Su-85. Oh, he gets it though. That was a bit of a lucky break. Just as easily could have missed or bounced there. Markov mistiming his AT grenade as well, throwing it too early. We need to save it until he could have guaranteed engine damage with it. Ivan jumping onto the VPs. Still a very tight VP battle here. And still Markov available to recrew these anti-tank guns. Ivan should know the angle of this machine gun. Spinning around here. Lobbing out a smoke though. And manages to do so just before the suppression kicks in as well. The squad does come out of suppression on the VP. Clock is stopped at the moment. VonIvan does try to go for the steal on one of the AT guns. Panzer IV coming in to try and protect it. No, ends up getting decrewed quite quickly. That Vet 3 Maxim actually spitting out some pretty good damage there. So VonIvan trying to go for the kill on it now after failing to crew it, but pretty good chance of missing at this range as well as maybe scattering into the Hetzerek. MP40's pressuring the Maxim, but the T-34 forcing a retreat. Another big explosion there. COH2 is on top of the cap. Almost dead even in terms of VPs, but Markov able to recrew his team weapons here. Both those AT guns. That's making a pretty big difference down the stretch. VonIvan's still struggling with the repairs on his Panzer IV. Looks like he's trying to save up maybe another King Tiger here. A little bit low on manpower. The question is he going to be able to get out in time? Stop the VP drain. A good idea planting a mine there for Markov. $120 or so manpower to go. Wants to hold on to this VP at the very least. Jumping onto this one as well. Smoke grenade out. Trying to go for the capture. T-34 going to go for some attack rounds, and Combat Engineers stalling in the capture zone there. Nicely done by Markov. The squad meanwhile behind the heavy cover, but slowly getting chipped away. Smoke about to wear off. Panzer IV has completed repairs though. Still has to contend with the double AT guns. Could be tricky, but this tactic did allow VonIvan long enough to get the Panzer IV into play. Fires off the Faust a tiny bit early there though. No engine damage, and the doubles this are right there. Panzer IV has to back out. Got the King Tiger out now though. Oh, good connection. Double AT guns right here. T-34 pretty badly outgunned, but if it charges head on into the anti-tank guns like this, it's bad news for VonIvan. It's a lot of damage. Could even take one more volley from the double AT guns. Looks like he lost sight. The squad of Volksgrenadiers holding it down though on that far VP. Good strategy there from Von. And the Panzer IV has repaired up enough to come back into action. He's got the double AT guns rotating in this direction. Panzer IV blitzing over here. Bouncing his first shot. Double AT guns coming. First shot misses. A little bit lucky there for VonIvan. No engine damage on the Panzer IV because of that. King Tiger right here though. MP40 Volks on top of the AT guns. Still could be anyone's game. There we go, AT gun decrewed. Panzer IV needs to get into the action here. King Tiger's trying to mobilize even with the damaged engine. All hands on deck for this late game VP battle. Oof. VonIvan capping on the far VP, capping in the center. Oh boy, he's cutting it close here, but he manages to get the cap off. There's a 4 on the far side. Still got the Zis there. Trying to destroy the vehicle wreck. Open up the VP area, I suppose. But the points are draining out against Markov and fast. So maybe even like Ura onto these points. In that bad of a situation here. Okay, conscripts into the center. King Tiger getting a pretty good hit though, lowering them down very, very fast. Just with one shot. That was a 7-man squad. That's under quarter health with one hit. Oh boy, and then the second hit's also pretty lethal. VonIvan try and jump into the center. Good smoke grenade. Squad jumping out of the VP area, but this one into capping again. Oh boy. Ends up retreating with that Volksgrenadier. The T-34, nasty shot off. Does manage to get away alive. King Tiger Camped out in the center still. Double AT guns though. Markov managing to build another one somehow. I just don't know where his manpower is coming from, Markov. Conscripts hurrying in. Clock has stopped. 3 points left for Markov. But the clock has stopped. Panzer IV on the far side. Oh, that's a nasty hit. Slowly repairing this up. VonIvan going for Sternpires for the extra repairs finally. Oh, Fox Shooters coming in from the side. So is the Panzer IV. Panzer IV a little bit low on health. Oh boy, main gun critted. And just like that, VonIvan's in monumental trouble. Good move though, dodging down to the bottom. Out of harm's way. And engine damage removed from the King Tiger here. Combat engineers that were repairing this have gone down. The VP battle is crazy in the center, but the MP40s are just ripping through all these Soviet troops. And VonIvan trying to go for the capture now. Panzer IV backing out to the repair station. And Tiger going hunting for that T-34, but the double AT guns are doing quite a lot of damage. Here come the grenades, however. Double AT guns holding on pretty well though. And Tiger lumbering forwards, hoping to decrew the other one. MP40s. Okay, another grenade coming out. It's a decrew. T-34 very, very low. Oh! Oh, Markov. Jumping into the center, jumps onto an AT gun. King Tiger unable to hold on here. Looks like he's going to have to back out. Oh boy, the Zis getting some good hits in here with a AT grenade and another Zis shot. King Tiger I think is dead. Oh my god, but the King Tiger. Getting the wipes, getting it done there. Oh boy, and taking down the T-34 long range as well. With that, Markov. It's a Pyrrhic victory. Takes down the King Tiger. A day. So I felt like this one was a little bit slower in the early goings, but really heated up for those last 150 VPs or so for both players. Ended up being a pretty nutty game towards the end there. GG, well played. Markov, a little bit strange with the build, you know, when he lost that conscript. He was building his tier 3. He could have gone straight into tier 4, straight into the T-34-85, which would have shut down VonIvan's hits of play really, really quickly. Bit odd with that build order. Also strange, VonIvan using this command. I suppose he did make heavy usage of the MP40 Volksgrenadiers, and they do show that they can be pretty handy. Maybe they're not a very good matchup for riflemen. Maybe fight against like single bar riflemen. You wouldn't want to really go up against double bar riflemen, but up against conscripts, you know, you can always close the distance. And the smoke, very, very handy against the machine guns and in the late game capping battles. GG, well played. Anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.